Hey everyone, welcome back. So I said I would try to do some food reviews and konbini reviews. So I'll just make this like a food review kind of thing, but I'm gonna try these chips out that I got at the local grocery store, and it's called Kara Mucho. Sorry, I cheated, so I read that part. But anyways, I think they sell some of this in America, but yeah, we'll see this mini mukbang I'll make and tell you how it tastes. So guys, welcome back again. Like I said, I was gonna show you guys kind of a review, and then afterwards I'll talk about like what's been going on so far in my life here, and just shares, all my adventures, I guess. And if you've seen the other videos, it's just clips and montages of what I've been up to and just food pictures. But anyways, so like I said, you can try this Caramucho spicy chips, and open it. Alright, first taste. Basically like potato chips, but with flavor. And I'm pretty sure I've tried these before. But also I have orange juice from 7-Eleven. It's 100% mixed juice orange and mandarin orange. It was on sale, so I kind of just bought it. Kind of on sale. And sorry if it kind of looks flipped, because I am doing selfie cam, so it makes it easier for me to see what I'm doing and stuff. Anyways, other than that, this quick review of chips. So far, the transition to Japan has been pretty good so far now. Before I talked about the loneliness and how it's been kind of rough to transition from that, and trying to get mentally okay to deal with the loneliness, but that's just part of life you have to go through. And I had a lot of adventures. I made some new Japanese friends, and I'm happy about that. And well, let me take a bite of this chip first. These are pretty good, actually. And I actually did a lot in April and May. In April, I mostly just explored my town for the most part, and during the times when I didn't have a car, I would walk about almost 2 hours, 2 to 4 hours actually a day, just walking from one point and then going back to my house from another point. And I realized this area I live in is, I know everyone talks about how the trains are convenient, and they are, but there are some prefectures in Japan and where you do need to use a car, and it's a driving only kind of prefecture, if that makes sense. Or a bike also too would work. But in April I kind of struggled, or also in late March I struggled a bit because I regret not getting a lot of groceries from what we call them our IC-san, or like the people in the company who help us and move in, and I kind of regret not buying a lot of groceries and food. So during that time, like early April, I had to walk to the grocery store, which isn't bad, but it was a 40-minute walk, so in total it would be like an hour and something in total, just from one point to the other. So like with the return trip, it would be an hour and something. But anyways, like the only problem for me would be like the heavy backpack and just carrying the heaviness of the stuff. But I survived, and surprisingly, and made it through until the car came. And other than that, I tried lots of food. I tried a lot of ramen, and surprisingly enough, I haven't tried sushi yet at all for a long time. That maybe once I get paid and stuff, I'll try to kind of treat myself again. And tried a lot of like, I tried this omelet stew, which was amazing, and that was really good. Um, School lunch is amazing too. It's very healthy, and honestly, I'm glad I took the opportunity to eat school lunch, even though they kind of, it's a lot. I do enjoy the food, but I do get full. I wish I could eat more, but it's like my body isn't the same as it used to be. But as of recently during Golden Week, I drove a lot for the first time, and even though I was scared of driving, I got used to it. Japan does have narrow roads, so it's like not as America, like especially because I lived in California, a lot of the roads are kind of big, and freeways, I would always drive the freeways, and everything, it's more big. But here in Japan, it's like, it's based on convenience, and a lot of the cars are smaller, and the streets are kind of narrow. But it's nice that the people here are very polite, and sometimes when they'll let you go first, or sometimes I would do the same. I would kind of move over and let them go first, because if you have like, there's a thing called K cars. They're like lightweight cars, and it's a Japanese lightweight car for that are small, but it looks big on the inside. So if you ever want to look up what K cars are, it's KEI for the Romanji KEI, and just search up K cars, and you'll see how like they're like box cars and very lightweight and convenient and small. I think the only downside is safety wise, like hopefully this doesn't happen to anyone or me, for example. But if you do get hit by a truck, uh, just brace for impact. And that's the only downside is safety. But other than that, the speed limit in Japan is very low compared to the U.S. So for the most part, everyone should be safe. But knock on wood. But hopefully, it's a very convenient car, and it gets you through most parts of Japan. Other than that, on Golden Week, I also drove to the mountain, and it was pretty scary at first, but you get used to it. And just going downhill was pretty scary because you had to make sure that there's the cars, that you see the cars, and Japan uses a lot of mirrors, so you have to make sure that you see those cars before you go ahead. And sometimes these cars wait, which is nice, and it's interesting to see how polite everyone is, and they know when to make the person go first. And that's one of the sole reasons, and one of the reasons why I appreciate Japan is that service attitude and the politeness, and knowing when to, people know how to think together. And that's one of the things that like I appreciate, even though there are some cons. That's one of the biggest things that makes Japan, unique. This video is gonna probably be long because I've been talking about all my adventures. So I'll see if I should cut these in two parts, or just make this a full length video, which might be okay. And I'm gonna wrap it up by just talking about, I hiked Mount Akagi, which was a pretty 2 to 3 hour hike, I think, but it felt like a climb. Like, it was too many rocks, but I enjoyed it. And it was kind of a realization that I hiked it alone, and I wanted to do things with people, and honestly I wanted to go on dates with people for Golden Week. And that was when that love sickness thing happened, like the rejection. But kind of made you realize, like, loneliness is something you have to, or doing things on your own, not loneliness, but something that you have to accept and appreciate. And when you're at this point, it makes you stronger, where you don't have to rely on someone. And it'd be nice though to have people to do things with, and have fun. But during these moments, it helps me or helps me and other people, if you're facing things alone or doing things alone, this helps you grow, and it makes you a better person for when that time comes, when you do meet that person. And hopefully eventually I will. And my journey in Japan is like, I think that when I turned 27 recently, this is when I started to think like I shouldn't be thinking this way, like rushing love and finding someone. But now that I'm here in Japan, it's like, I'm trying to find love, and I I'm not supposed to chase it. And so that's one of the biggest things I need to realize is you can't chase it. And if I don't improve myself here now, then there's no point in chasing something when I haven't improved myself yet. So hopefully, as things go on and time moves on, I'll get better at my Japanese and find new people and new adventures ahead. But other than that, I'll probably finish this after this video. And thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll keep you guys updated on the next one. And this might be a long one, so peace, guys.